You hold your phone in bed, you tap play, no cable is plugged in, nothing visible crosses the room. And yet, the video appears. That moment feels ordinary because it happens every day. But underneath it is strange. No video is flying through the air as a video. No invisible wire connects your phone to the router. What moves instead are electromagnetic vibrations, shaped into images, voices, messages, and entire films. How does Wi-Fi turn empty air into the internet? To understand that, we need to return to when the internet was still tied to a cable. Let's get into it right here on Secrets of Simple Things. When the internet still needed a leash. Before Wi-Fi, getting online meant being attached to the network. Computers connected through Ethernet cables, and those cables decided where the internet could live, near a desk, beside a wall port, or under the floor. Today, you can stream in bed, message from the kitchen, or join a call from the living room. Back then, connection had a leash. If you wanted the internet, you plugged in. Engineers were not only trying to make the web faster, they were trying to free data from the wire itself, using electromagnetic waves and radio signals. Then, in 1997, the first Wi-Fi standard, 802.11, arrived. It was slow, but it proved a world-changing idea. Computers could talk through air, but Wi-Fi was never internet floating like mist. It began with something older: radio. Wi-Fi is not a cloud. It is radio. Wi-Fi can feel like a cloud inside your home, as if the internet is floating there, waiting for your phone to catch it. But Wi-Fi is not a cloud. It is radio. The same waves that carry FM music, walkie-talkies, baby monitors, Bluetooth, and microwave energy also make wireless internet possible. Wi-Fi just uses them with far more precision. Even the name can mislead. Wi-Fi does not truly stand for wireless fidelity, though that explanation is often repeated. It was created as a marketing name. But the system behind it is very real. Devices send and receive data using radio waves instead of cables. These waves belong to the electromagnetic spectrum, the family of visible light, X-rays, microwaves, and radio. Wi-Fi often uses 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz, frequencies that carry more information than ordinary broadcast radio. If FM radio is like sending sound through the air, Wi-Fi is more like sending code. But first, everything must become a language machines understand. Everything becomes ones and zeros. First, imagine sending a photo to a friend. To you, it may be a face, a place, a color, a memory. To your phone, it is simpler, a long chain of ones and zeros. That is the hidden language beneath digital life. A photo, video, message, website, song, or map can all be broken into tiny pieces of information called bits. Each bit is either a 1 or a 0. But when millions are arranged in the right order, they become a picture, a voice, a movie, or an entire web page. The strange part is that Wi-Fi can turn those numbers into invisible waves, send them across a room at nearly the speed of light, and rebuild them on another device. Wi-Fi is not throwing a whole video through the air. It is sending tiny instructions in sequence. So how can a 1 or a 0 ride on a radio wave? The secret is hidden in the shape of the wave. Imagine you cannot speak or write. All you have is a lamp. You can turn it on or off, brighten it, dim it, or blink it in a pattern. To someone who understands the code, the blinking becomes a message. Wi-Fi does something similar with radio waves. A radio wave is not sent as one plain signal. Your phone, laptop, or router slightly changes it as it transmits. It can change the strength, rhythm, or position in its cycle. These tiny changes form a pattern, and that pattern represents data. This process is called modulation. The idea is simple. Wi-Fi is not throwing files across the room. It is shaping invisible waves so precisely that another machine can read them. When your phone sends something, it uses bits to control the radio signal. The receiving device reads the pattern, turns it back into bits, and those bits become text, sound, images, or video. But in a modern home, many devices may ask for data at once. That is when the router becomes the main character. The router is a tiny air traffic controller. A router is easy to underestimate. It sits quietly on a shelf, blinking in the corner, so it feels like a simple box that makes Wi-Fi. But inside your home network, it is doing several jobs at once. It translates between the wired internet outside and the wireless devices inside. It breaks information into packets, sends the right packets to the right screen, and keeps your devices from talking over one another. When you tap a video, your router pulls data from your internet connection, usually through fiber, cable, or another wired line. It does not send the whole video in one giant piece. It splits the information into small packets, then sends them as radio signals. Each device has its own identifier, called a MAC address. Think of it like a name tag. It helps the router know which data belongs to your phone, laptop, or smart TV. The router is like an impossibly fast postal worker, except the mail is invisible and the delivery routes are radio waves. So if Wi-Fi is this clever, why does it still disappear when you walk into another room? Why Wi-Fi gets weak, slow, and annoying. Wi-Fi may feel invisible, but it still moves through a real house, filled with walls, floors, furniture, appliances, and other devices fighting for space. That is why your signal can be strong in one room and frustrating in the next. Radio waves weaken with distance and can be absorbed or scattered by concrete, metal, mirrors, and appliances. Routers often use two main bands, 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz. The 2.4 GHz band travels farther and passes through walls more easily, but it is crowded. Bluetooth devices, baby monitors, microwaves, and nearby routers may all use the same space. The 5 GHz band is usually faster and cleaner. It can carry more data with less interference, but it does not travel as far and struggles more with walls and floors. In an apartment building, dozens of routers may use the same invisible lanes. So when Wi-Fi slows down, the internet may not have vanished. The air may simply be crowded, blocked, or noisy. And if these signals move through open air, can someone else listen in? The invisible lock on your wireless data. Because Wi-Fi spreads through the air, it does not stop neatly at your walls. Some signal can leak into a hallway, the apartment next door, or the street outside. In theory, anyone within range could try to capture it, but modern Wi-Fi does not send your information in readable form. Before data travels, it is encrypted, scrambled with mathematical keys, so the signal becomes useless to anyone who cannot unlock it. Standards like WPA3 make this stronger. Someone might detect the signals, but without the correct key, the information looks like digital noise. It is like someone overhearing your voice, except every sentence has been turned into a secret code. Only the right device can turn it back into meaning. That is why your Wi-Fi password is more than a ticket into the network. It helps your devices join the protected conversation safely. From that slow wireless connection in 1997, Wi-Fi has evolved faster than most people realize. From slow wireless to a house full of connected things. The first Wi-Fi standard could move only about 2 megabits per second, far from the smooth streaming we expect today. Still, that early version opened the door. Each generation used the same invisible space better. The waves became more carefully shaped, the timing more efficient, and routers learned to handle more conversations. Modern systems such as Wi-Fi 6 and Wi-Fi 7 are built for homes where everything wants a connection: phones, cameras, speakers, thermostats, watches, televisions, and laptops. Technologies like MIMO use multiple antennas to send and receive signals more intelligently, letting the router manage several streams at once. That is why Wi-Fi can now support 8K video, VR headsets, smart homes, and dozens of small devices without a cable in sight. A modern home does not only have electricity running through its walls, it has data moving through the air. The future, when light may carry the internet. The next step is not just making Wi-Fi faster, it is making wireless connections feel almost instant. Wi-Fi 7 promises higher speeds and lower delay, which matters for virtual reality, augmented reality, robots, smart homes, and real-time devices. Engineers are also exploring Li-Fi, which uses light instead of radio waves. In theory, the lamps above you could one day help transmit information, turning brightness into another signal. Radio-based Wi-Fi is not disappearing. The same dream is expanding, moving information without a visible wire. Whether the future uses radio, light, or something else, the core idea remains the same, turning the invisible world into a path for information. The quiet miracle in the air. So the next time you open a video, send a photo, or wonder why your Wi-Fi feels weaker, remember what is happening around you. Your device breaks information into bits. Those bits are shaped into radio waves. The waves move through the room, bouncing around walls, furniture, and other signals. Your router sorts the traffic, while your phone or laptop turns the pattern back into something you recognize. A message becomes words. A file becomes an image. A stream becomes motion. All of this happens so quickly that it feels ordinary. But hidden inside that moment is physics, mathematics, engineering, and trust. Wi-Fi is not magic, but it feels close to magic because it turns empty air into an invisible highway for data. If this story changed how you think about the signals around you, leave a comment with the simple thing we should explore next. And if you enjoy stories hidden inside everyday objects, subscribe to Secrets of Simple Things.